Yeah, and the world really knows that the island of Leyte is one of those islands in the Philippines that was badly damaged and hit by the super typhoon
That's right.
Yolanda.
That's right.
So, bring us back to the time when that very strong typhoon hit the island of Leyte. What happened? Like few hours before that strong typhoon set in this island.
I was not here during that time.
Okay.
But at least what I can tell you are stories of children that I met.
But where were you then? I mean,
I was in Mindanao.
oh,
during
you were
that
in
time, and
Mindanao.
I came here a day after. The
Oh,
typhoon.
okay, right after the
Right
typhoon.
after
How
the
did you
typhoon.
get to when in fact
Well,
we were seeing in the news that it's this the island of Samar and Leyte seems to be unreachable.
And it was actually practically unreachable.
Uh-huh.
But when I went to Cebu, went to Ormoc by boat, and then I rented a motorcycle. And I drove it. It took me 8 hours.
Can you imagine 24 hours after that disaster?
Yeah.
So how was it in the road?
No, the road was really not passable, but we
Okay.
have to carry. At times, you have to carry our motorcycle, then drive again, and then
So you
navigate.
you came from Cebu
I came from Davao,
and then
and then I flew to Cebu, and then took a boat to Ormoc, and then
because this was already a boat going from Cebu to Ormoc.
there was very rare, but I was able to had a chance to ride. It was very full of passengers. And
Okay.
then because also of the food that were being carried from Cebu to Ormoc. So it was basically the areas that I passed by in that evening was seemingly all the same. Debris, trees fell, trees were in the street.
Obstructed, the roads are obstructed by all this
roads.
debris
Yeah.
and maybe dead bodies too.
Dead bodies too. Right.
Yeah, wow.
And then when I arrived after 8 hours of motorcycle driving, I started 8:30 and I arrived here 2:30. But when I arrived here in Palo, it was 3 times that I wasn't able to locate our house because of the so much distraction. I thought this was the right way, and then I tried another one.
Yeah,
and I tried
because
another one.
it's totally disorganized with
Oh.
everything obstructed
Yeah.
and dark, and at the same time dark. There was no electricity.
And I was a bit worried when I saw a house,
Uh-huh.
and I said, "Oh, our house was gone. How about my family? There's no people, no
Very
one,
confusing.
No one." Then suddenly I realized, oops, this is not our place.
Oh, okay.
Yun talaga.
Yeah.
So, but then that's it.
Uh-huh.
So,
But of course, I heard from your grandfather earlier
Yeah.
that the real story that happened when he was
That's
here
right,
in your
that's
house.
right.
Anyway, what is most important for me now is to learn what you do upon your arrival. What were the first things that should be done then?
yeah. I think it was well to say that, I don't know. Well, this is just my guess, but it seems that it was important that I was also present, because
At the right time.
at the right time, because
Mhm.
many decisions were being made at that moment.
Mhm.
Um,
Especially for your own immediate family.
yes, for my own immediate family, what to do, and then where to go, and then things. It's important for I think the element of survival as a
Yeah.
family.
Mhm.
And then there were many, as days go by, like 2 days after that, 2, 3 days, even 4 days. The discussions were really more on survival. Where to get food, where to get water, where to get kerosene, where to get medicines.
But this is because no one was really prepared.
I think there was some degree of preparation, but I
Uh-huh.
think the preparation was not enough.
Was not enough.
Yeah, given the magnitude of the
Yeah, because that's what I heard from your grandfather. It was just declared as a low pressure area. It
Yeah.
was not even clearly announced that it is a super typhoon.
Yeah, I think there was certain degree of preparation, but I
Uh-huh.
think the preparation fell less
Mhm.
um, compared to the.
And this is really a lesson learned
That's right.
that we should not take for granted. That idea of always be prepared.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, going back to education, since you are an expert in that special field of
Not-
educational approach.
Not
to-
an expert.
Yeah.
Only having an experience.
Yeah. So you applied that practically here in your island.
That's right. The first time when I came here, and then I attended some meetings in Tacloban, because most of the activities are being conducted in Tacloban, the
Mhm.
coordination, and we have to walk from Palo to Tacloban.
Mhm.
Then, the very challenging thing is really to continue education.
Mhm.
The reason why it's challenging, because no one really sees it as important.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, because maybe the focus was just on recovery of dead bodies and
covering dead bodies
Yeah.
and giving food, and
searching for
giving-
lost family
That's right.
members.
But these are perspective of adults.
Mhm.
But if we try to look at the perspective of the
Children, of a child, yeah.
of a child, the most important to them is are notebooks, bags, schooling,
Mhm.
friends, play, teacher.
Mhm.
So these are the most important
Yeah.
things in the perspective.
Because
of
the
the child.
life of a child revolves in the school and
That's right.
home.
That's right.
Yeah.
75% maybe of the life of a child revolves around the
Mhm.
school
Mhm.
and the classmates. You know?
Mhm.
So if we cut that life,
Mhm.
the rhythm, if we cut that rhythm in the life of the child, it's
Mhm.
like cutting
Mhm.
50 or 75% of his
Mhm.
life.
Mhm.
So that's why it's important. So and then added to the challenge was all schools are really
Mhm.
devastated.
Yeah, even until now, more than a month, I can see school buildings without roofing.
That's right. That's
Mhm.
right. That's when the physical space of a school is ruined.
Mhm.
Third challenge is that we teachers, we are trained to do teaching in normal setting.
Mhm.
Even if we do masters or
Mhm.
doctorate in
Mhm.
education,
Mhm.
our
That's the conventional way of teaching
That's
in a typical classroom where
Classroom.
everything that you need is
That's
present.
that's right.
Uh-huh.
So it's really it's really challenging to convince teachers to really
Mhm.
make them believe that education should be continued, most especially in times of
Mhm.
emergencies.
It's not a reason for that education of a child be stopped because of an emergency or a disaster.
That's right. And we have teachers who do not only believe, who are not only not resolved of doing education during
Mhm.
emergencies, but these are also teachers who themselves have devastated homes.
Yeah, and that is
devastated-
understandable. Of course, they
It's
have to deal with their own immediate families
Yeah.
and look for their own immediate families
That's
who
right.
are missing and,
That's right.
or dead. You
That's
know.
right.
So in that kind of situation here, what happened? How many days were you able to implement that program?
So there was a typhoon on November 8th,
Uh-huh.
and then there was certain coordination and advocacy
Mhm.
and trying to get some resources.
Mhm.
When by December 2, we were able to
Mhm.
send the message that
So
education is
more
possible.
than about 3 weeks.
more than 3 weeks.
More than 3 weeks.
In my experience in an emergency,
But normally, when should it start? That kind of approach.
it depends on the magnitude of the emergency.
Mhm.
In my experience, for instance, in some conflict areas in Mindanao,
Mhm.
we are able to start the classes a week after, or even 3 days, 2 days. We can.
Yeah, but
We
that's not as bad as you have here, of course.
That's right. That's
So
not,
there's a reason why there's a delay in the
There's a delay.
implementation of that special program.
and also because in Mindanao we are already used to emergencies.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
we already
Yeah.
we manage. The
Mhm.
Department of Education, the education system is somehow already resilient to this kind of
Mhm. But in
events.
here, in
But
this
here,
island, yeah.
There's no capacity, and
Mhm.
there's no amount of resiliency yet.
And how is it doing now? I mean, in terms of success after December 2. We are now on December 17, actually.
That's right. But as of now, based on our counting, out of 600, more than 600,000 children affected, we are now somehow able to manage to resume schooling of around, on the average, 35%.
And you are referring to the island of Leyte or just the
Leyte and Eastern Samar.
Oh,
Samar,
including Eastern Samar. So practically Region 8.
Yeah, but
Uh-huh.
you know where it started. That what's this? It spread like a disease.
Mhm.
It started here in Palo,
Because of your presence, maybe.
in the school of my mother,
Yeah. Oh.
where I graduated in
Oh,
elementary.
okay. But
My-
of course, with your support and your experience.
And my mother was very apprehensive to
Uh-huh.
really doing this, the education
Uh-huh.
emergency.
Oh, okay.
Every night we do mentoring. Every night
Oh.
she waits for me,
Okay.
and then until I tell her, "Don't worry, Mama. It will be chaotic in the first
Uh-huh.
1 to 3 days,
Mhm.
but as soon as you get a better sense of it, you'll be able to
Mhm.
organize. You'll be able to
Mhm.
make it
Yeah.
happen." And just today, I heard that some network, a national network, already visited them.
Mhm.
Last Thursday, 11 ambassadors visited them,
Mhm.
and almost on a daily basis, somebody's giving them
Mhm.
praise.
People need to know we're in a world of desperation. Please try to save every little thing you have. So many people around the world waste what they have. Saving a few things will save millions of people around the world.
Throwing food away causes millions of people to starve. Try not to be selfish, we should share what we have. Lots of poor people need your love and help. Let us help and save people from starvation.